my friend, it's hard to die.
Life is a rock on the radio.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
The radio hissed. Then came a strange song, maybe about kung fu, a desert romance, or a man streaking through a crowd. You knew the chorus, but not the singer.
Let's clear, still looking for that blue jean.
1974 was full of weird, wild hits like that. Not timeless classics, but unforgettable moments. So, can you still sing them? And more importantly, do you remember who performed them? Let's find out.
Number 1, Seasons in the Sun, Terry Jacks.
When all the birds are singing in the sky.
It sounded like a farewell letter set to melody. A simple acoustic guitar, a soft voice, and lyrics that felt like someone whispering goodbye. Seasons in the Sun wasn't just a song. It was a slow, emotional wave that pulled everyone under for 3 minutes straight. Terry Jacks, a Canadian singer and producer, adapted the English version from Jacques Brel's darker French original. But Jacks softened the edge, turned it into a pop eulogy, and somehow made death sound radio-friendly.
We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
The track soared to number 1 in the US, UK, and Canada, selling over 6 million copies. And yet, Terry Jacks never returned to the spotlight. He retreated into environmental activism and quietly vanished from pop culture.
You would always come around and get my feet back on the ground.
The song still plays on soft rock stations, but the man behind it? Just another season gone.
Number 2, Rock On by David Essex.
Still looking for that blue jean baby queen.
It didn't sound like anything else on the radio. Sparse, echoing, cool in a way that felt accidental. With its hypnotic bass line and whispered vocals, Rock On felt more like a dream than a hit. David Essex, a British actor turned singer, crafted the song as a tribute to early rock legends like James Dean and Elvis. But the result was something oddly futuristic, almost psychedelic, yet hauntingly empty.
Shaking on the movie screen, Jimmy Dean.
The song hit number 5 on the US charts and became a cult classic. You've heard it in movies, ads, and covers. But Essex never cracked the American charts again. In the UK, he remained moderately famous. But in the US, he became a ghost, remembered only for this one strange, echoing anthem. A rock star who barely rocked, but still left a mark.
Number 3, Life is a Rock, but the Radio Rolled Me, Reunion.
Life is a rock, but the radio rolled me.
This wasn't a song, it was a sprint. A dizzying, rapid-fire list of pop culture references, record labels, and band names, all packed into under 3 minutes. Life is a Rock felt like scanning through a radio dial at full speed, and somehow it worked.
Life is a rock on the radio.
Reunion wasn't really a band, but a studio project. The lead vocalist, Joey Levine, had already made a name for himself in bubblegum pop, but here he turned on the gas and never looked back. The song reached number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was quirky, chaotic, and almost impossible to sing along to, yet everyone tried.
If a meme hits a clicking while the clock is talking, ticket friends and room and salutation, Brenda and the tabulation, Carly Simon, Lady hold a roll.
After this whirlwind of words, Reunion never released another hit. Like a radio wave, it came fast and faded even faster. It was fun, it was weird, and if you blinked, you missed it. Number 4, Billy, Don't Be a Hero by Bo Donaldson and the Heywoods.
Billy, don't be a hero, don't be a fool with your life.
It sounded like a love song, but it was really a war song. Billy, Don't Be a Hero told the story of a young soldier, his lover's plea, and a letter that arrived too late. It was bubblegum pop set against the backdrop of death. Bo Donaldson and the Heywoods were a clean-cut Ohio band who seemed out of place for such heavy subject matter. But their sugary delivery made the message strangely digestible, even as America was still grappling with Vietnam.
She said, Billy, keep your head low.
The song hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 2 weeks. Critics panned it, calling it overly sentimental, even tasteless, but listeners didn't care. They bought it by the millions. The band never found another hit. They sang about heroes and then disappeared like one. Number 5, Beach Baby by The First Class.
Beat up sneakers and the ponytail.
It opened like a lost Brian Wilson track. Lush harmonies, shimmering strings, and the sweet melancholy of a teenage summer. But Beach Baby didn't come from California. It came from London. The First Class was a studio creation led by British singer Tony Burrows, a man already known for fronting multiple one-hit wonders under different band names. This time, they aimed to capture the American surf pop nostalgia from across the Atlantic.
Baby beach, baby, there on the sand from July to the end of September.
The song peaked at #4 on the Billboard Hot 100. For a brief moment, it fooled everyone into thinking the West Coast sound was back. But behind the glossy production, there was no real band to tour or follow up. Just a voice, a tape, and a hit. Like a postcard from a beach you never visited, it faded once the summer ended. Number 6, The Streak by Ray Stevens.
Oh, yes, they call him the street.
It was silly. It was outrageous. It was #1. The Streak captured the brief, bizarre phenomenon of streaking, people running naked through public spaces, and turned it into a novelty anthem that had the whole country laughing. Ray Stevens was no newcomer. He'd already built a career on comedic songs, but The Streak was lightning in a bottle. Released just as streaking hit its cultural peak, the song raced to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 3 weeks.
Just as proud as he can be of his anatomy, he gonna give us a...
It featured news-style commentary, a running gag, and a chorus you couldn't get out of your head. But as quickly as the streaking fad died, so did the song's relevance. Stevens never topped the charts again. It was dumb, it was brilliant, and it left the scene just as naked as it came. Number 7, My Girl Bill by Jim Stafford.
Can't say enough about the way I feel about my girl.
It started with a gasp. My Girl Bill. Was he saying what we thought he was saying? In 1974, when the lines of love and gender were still drawn in ink, Jim Stafford's playful twist on expectations made everyone lean in a little closer. The song toyed with ambiguity. Was it about a man in love with another man's girlfriend, or something else entirely? The punchline came in the final line, revealing a simple misunderstanding. But by then, it had already sparked controversy and curiosity in equal measure.
I said, who we love and why we love, it's hard to understand.
The track reached #12 on the Billboard Hot 100. Stafford, known for his comedic charm and southern wit, carved out a moment that felt both risky and ridiculous. It was clever, it was cheeky, and like a good joke, it only worked once. Number 8, Kung Fu Fighting by Carl Douglas.
Kung Fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning.
Nobody expected a novelty disco song about martial arts to become a global phenomenon. But in 1974, Kung Fu Fighting exploded like a roundhouse kick to the charts. It was fast, funky, and just weird enough to stick. Carl Douglas recorded it in under 10 minutes as a B-side filler, but the moment the producer added the iconic "hi-ya" sound effects and high kick and strings, it became something else entirely, a perfect storm of kitsch and groove. The song hit #1 in the US, UK, and dozens of other countries. For a while, Douglas was everywhere, but no follow-up ever came close.
They were chopping them down. It's an ancient Chinese art.
Kung Fu Fighting became the ultimate one-hit wonder. Playful, absurd, and somehow irresistible, it lives on in soundtracks and karaoke bars, long after its singer faded from view. Number 9. Havin' My Baby by Paul Anka.
You could have swept it from your life, but you wouldn't do it.
Paul Anka was no newcomer to fame. He'd been a teen idol in the 50s, but by the 70s, his star had faded. Then came Havin' My Baby, a duet so sugary and so divisive that it rocketed him back to #1 and right into a firestorm of criticism. The song was intended as a heartfelt ode to fatherhood and devotion, but many listeners found it patronizing, even creepy.
What a lovely way of saying how much you love me.
Feminist groups slammed it for reducing a woman's role to baby-bearing. Some radio stations refused to play it. Despite the backlash, it topped the Billboard charts and sold over 1 million copies. It became both a comeback and a controversy in one swoop. Anka would never replicate that level of success again. Havin' My Baby is remembered less for its melody and more for the debate it ignited, a hit that got people talking, for better or worse. Number 10. Midnight at the Oasis by Maria Muldaur.
I'll be your belly dancer, prancer.
It was sultry, jazzy, and just a little surreal. With its desert imagery and soft, slinky vocals, Midnight at the Oasis didn't sound like anything else on the radio. It felt like a mirage, hazy, alluring, and fleeting. Maria Muldaur, a folk singer with roots in the Greenwich Village scene, slipped into something silkier for this track. The song's playful innuendos and exotic flair gave it an irresistible charm. It climbed to number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became a staple of soft rock radio. But the moment passed. Muldaur never found another mainstream hit, returning instead to blues and jazz circuits.
Till the evening ends, till the evening ends.
The Oasis vanished as quickly as it appeared. Still, every so often the song returns, a warm breeze from a stranger place, reminding us how strange and seductive 1974 could be.
Shadows painting our faces, traces.
1974 was a strange and beautiful mess. These songs weren't meant to last forever, and yet here they are, still echoing through time. You may not remember the artists. You might not even remember the lyrics, but something about them lingers, like the last note of a forgotten summer anthem. Maybe that's the magic of one-hit wonders. They appear out of nowhere, light up the sky for a moment, then vanish before we can ask why. But for that brief flash, they belong to all of us. So which of these weird wonders brought back memories for you? Did we leave out a favorite oddball hit? Tell us in the comments. And if you love rediscovering the music time forgot, stick around.